I'm 92 years old. I still drive my own car, and I haven't had so much as a cold in over 30 years. No doctors, no prescriptions, no special diets. Just 5 simple daily habits that have quietly carried me through every season of life. In this video, I'm not going to tell you to buy anything. I'm not here with magic potions or quick fixes. What I have are 5 habits, plain, steady, time-tested things that I believe have kept me strong, sharp, and grateful every day for almost a century. These aren't just health tips. They're pieces of a life well lived. And if they've worked for me, they just might help you too. So pull up a chair, get comfortable, and let me share a few things I've learned about staying well and staying young at heart. The power of consistency over time. Can you imagine still driving your own car at 92 and never once needing a walking cane or a doctor's visit for a major illness in the last 30 years? That's my life. And I don't say that to brag. I say it because I want you to know it's possible. Not because of good luck, but because of steady, simple habits that I've stuck to for decades. People always ask me, what's your secret? Some assume I take a long list of vitamins or follow some newfangled diet. But I smile and shake my head. It's nothing flashy. It's not even that hard. What's kept me strong, sharp, and healthy for this long is something much quieter: consistency. You see, the real secret to healthy aging isn't about jumping from one health trend to the next. It's about doing the right things every single day until they become part of who you are. That's what I've done. I've kept my habits simple, but I've stuck with them like an old friend. Through sickness, through good years and hard ones, through loss and love and life's many changes, I kept those habits going. And they've kept me going too. Let me take you back to a morning many years ago. I was about 62. I remember waking up feeling stiff. My back ached. My joints didn't move the way they used to. My wife, God rest her soul, noticed me rubbing my knees and said, "You're not as young as you used to be, but you're still young enough to take care of yourself." That line stuck with me. It was the first time I realized aging didn't mean giving up. It meant getting smarter. I didn't need to chase youth. I needed to care for what I still had. So I began paying attention. I started noticing what made me feel better and what made me feel worse. And over the years, I turned those little lessons into everyday habits. Small decisions, repeated often. That's it. You might think it's too late for you. You might feel like your energy's not what it was or your memory's slipping a little. But let me tell you something important. It is never too late to start a good habit. Never. And you don't need to change everything overnight. The body, especially in our later years, doesn't need extremes. It needs stability. It needs kindness. You give your body that day by day, and it will give you strength back. Maybe not all at once, but it adds up. Trust me. I've seen so many friends lose their independence too soon. Some got overwhelmed by modern health advice and gave up. Others thought it was too late. And some just didn't think habits made that much of a difference. But they do. I'm living proof of that. I still walk up my front steps without holding the railing. I still change my own oil. I still remember every birthday of every grandchild. Not because I'm special, because I've lived by a simple rule. Do what's good for you and do it every day. Let me pause for a second. If you're finding this helpful, if you want to see more real-life advice from someone who's walked this road and is still walking it, I'd be grateful if you gave this video a like and subscribe to Glowing Age. It helps us reach more people who deserve to hear this. Now, back to it. The hardest part about building a habit is the beginning. That first week, maybe even the first month, your body resists. Your mind says, why bother? But here's the thing. Your mind doesn't always tell the truth, especially when it's tired or afraid. You've got to speak back with action. When I first started walking every morning, it wasn't a breeze. My knees clicked, my back complained, and my head said, "Stay inside. You're too old for this." But I went anyway. Just 10 minutes, then 15, Now, decades later, that morning walk is a part of me. I don't even think about it. It's like brushing my teeth. That's the power of a habit. It moves from something you do to something you are. And it doesn't take big changes. A cup of water first thing in the morning, a stretch before bed, a moment of quiet before the day begins. These are small things, but they have a large ripple effect over time. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need a high-tech gadget. You need a little discipline and a little belief in yourself. One of my habits is checking in with my body each morning. Not in a dramatic way, just a simple scan. How do my legs feel? My hands? My mood? I give myself that moment to notice without judgment. Some days I'm stiff, but I move anyway. Some days I'm tired, but I walk anyway. And you know what? I always feel better afterward. Not just physically, but emotionally too. That's what these habits are really about. Not just staying out of the doctor's office, but feeling alive, feeling capable, feeling like you can still do things that matter. Drive to the store, visit a friend, dance a little in the kitchen. It's not about avoiding age. It's about embracing it with strength, with steadiness, and with a spirit that refuses to quit. So if you're watching this and you're wondering if it's worth the effort, I'm here to tell you, yes. 1,000 times yes. The habits you build today become the life you live tomorrow. You don't have to chase youth, but you can honor your years with every step you take, every meal you eat, every breath you slow down to appreciate. That's the foundation of health in later life. And that's what's kept me behind the wheel, sharp in the mind, and full of gratitude for every day I get. Stick with me. I'll be sharing the first habit next, and how a simple 20-minute walk every day has done more for me than any pill ever could. Habit number 1, walking every day, no matter what. If there's one habit that's made more difference in my life than anything else, it's walking. Simple as that. Not running, not hiking up mountains, just putting one foot in front of the other every day, rain or shine. I started walking in my early 60s. Around the time I noticed I was getting winded after climbing stairs. My knees weren't what they used to be. I felt heavier, slower, like something inside me was slowing down. That scared me. I wasn't ready to start shrinking my life. So I made a deal with myself. 10 minutes a day. No more, no less. At first, I walked to the corner and back. Then around the block. Slowly, it grew. But I never turned it into a workout. I didn't count steps or wear any kind of tracker. My only goal was to move. And let me tell you, walking saved my life. Not in some dramatic way like pulling me from a burning building, but in a quiet way. In the way it strengthened my legs, opened my lungs, and cleared my head. In the way it brought me peace. You see, walking does more than help your body. It helps your mind. I've worked through grief on those walks. I've planned grocery lists. I've prayed, reflected, and even talked to myself out loud. It's therapy without a couch. And it's something almost anyone can do, even if it's just a short stroll down your driveway, even if you need a cane to get started. You do what you can. Then you keep doing it. I remember when my neighbor Margaret, she's 86 now, told me she started walking again after seeing me pass her window every morning. She started with 5 minutes. Now she goes around the whole park near our building. She says it's the best part of her day. That's what I love about this habit. It's contagious. When others see you moving, they think maybe they can too. Now don't get me wrong. There are days when I don't feel like it. Days when the sky is gray or my joints are grumbling. But that's when the habit kicks in. I don't think, I just go. I put on my jacket, lace up my shoes, and I walk. And not once have I come back wishing I hadn't. It keeps my balance steady, my legs strong, my heart beating just right. I believe it's one of the main reasons I'm still driving, still independent, still showing up for life instead of sitting it out. I also found that walking gave me a sense of rhythm, a kind of daily anchor. No matter what else is going on in the world or in my own life, I've got that one thing I can count on. It helps keep the chaos of the world from creeping into my mind. And don't underestimate the beauty of fresh air. There's something about being outside, seeing the trees, hearing birds, feeling the sun or even the cold that wakes you up inside. Reminds you that you're still here, still part of it all. If you're worried about starting, here's my advice. Don't set goals, set intentions. Tell yourself, I'll go out for 5 minutes today. That's all, just 5 minutes. Then tomorrow, do it again. That's how I started. That's how it became part of my life. Some folks ask if treadmills work the same. And sure, walking indoors is better than not walking at all. But if you can step outside, even for a little while, do it. There's a world out there waiting to remind you why it's good to be alive. Now here's the trick to keeping it up. Make it pleasant. Listen to music or a favorite old tune. Smile at people passing by. Notice the flowers. Let your mind wander. Don't treat it like exercise. Treat it like a gift you give yourself every day. And if you're someone who's already walking, I tip my hat to you. Keep going. If you're not yet, today's a good day to begin. Start small. Be gentle with yourself. But start, because this isn't just a habit. It's a path. A path towards strength, peace, and the kind of quiet pride that comes from knowing you're still moving forward. One step at a time. In the next part, I'll share what I eat, and more importantly, what I don't eat, that I believe has kept me from getting sick for more than 3 decades. It's not a fancy diet, but it works. Stay with me. Habit number 2, eating simple, whole foods. Let's talk about food. Now, I've never been much of a health nut. I don't count calories or follow trendy diets. I eat real food. Simple, clean, and satisfying. And I believe that's one of the biggest reasons I haven't been sick in over 30 years. I grew up in a time when we didn't have shelves full of packaged snacks and microwave dinners. My mother cooked 3 meals a day, and almost everything came from the garden, the butcher, or the local market. We didn't think of it as healthy eating back then. It was just eating. When I turned 60, I started paying even more attention to what was on my plate. I wasn't trying to lose weight. I just wanted to feel good. And I noticed something. When I ate heavy, greasy, or overly processed food, I felt sluggish. My joints ached more. I slept worse. But when I ate lighter, fresher meals, I moved better. I thought more clearly. I just felt right. So I made some quiet changes, little by little. I didn't throw out everything and start over. I simply shifted. More vegetables, less sugar, less salt, more water, fewer packaged foods, more things I could recognize and pronounce. To this day, breakfast is usually a bowl of oats, sometimes with fruit, sometimes just a little cinnamon. It fills me up and keeps me steady until lunch. Lunch might be some eggs and toast or a sandwich with vegetables and a little meat. Dinner's the lightest meal of my day. A bit of soup, maybe some beans, a salad, or roasted vegetables. And I keep portions modest. That's a habit I picked up naturally as I got older. I'm not feeding a growing boy anymore. I'm feeding a seasoned body that needs fuel, not overload. I eat until I'm satisfied, not stuffed. Now, I'm not perfect. I still enjoy a piece of pie now and then. And don't get me started on fresh cornbread. I'll always make room for that. But those treats are just that, treats, not daily habits. One of the biggest changes I made was cutting back on added sugar. I used to put 2 big scoops in my coffee. Over time, I brought it down to 1, then half. Now, none. And guess what? I actually taste the coffee now. Same with cereal, canned goods, and sauces. There's sugar hidden in places you'd never expect. And once I became aware of that, I started choosing better. Salt was another one. My blood pressure was never too high, but I wanted to keep it that way. I started seasoning with herbs and spices instead. Garlic, rosemary, black pepper, they all add flavor without the bloat. And let me tell you something else. Water. I drink plenty of it. No sodas, no fancy drinks. Just cool, clean water throughout the day. It keeps everything moving, keeps my skin clear, helps me sleep. It's the cheapest, simplest medicine I know. I've also stayed away from deep-fried foods, not just because of the oil, but because of how I feel afterward. Heavy, slow, sometimes even nauseous. I'd rather feel light and steady than stuffed and tired. And you won't find any diet books in my house. I don't follow fads. I listen to my body. That's something I encourage every senior to do. Pay attention to how you feel after meals. Keep a little notebook if you need to. Your body is always talking. It just takes a quiet moment to hear it. Eating this way has become second nature to me. I don't think about it as a chore. I think of it as a way to take care of myself. Like cleaning the house or paying the bills. It's part of showing up for life. My wife used to say, cook with love, eat with respect. I try to live by that. I respect my body by feeding it well. I enjoy what I eat, but I also know when to say enough. So no, there's no secret diet, no fancy supplements, just real food eaten with intention. That's all. Next, I'll share the habit that keeps my stress low, my mind calm, and my nights peaceful. It's one that doesn't cost a dime, but might be the most powerful of them all. Habit number 3, a calm mind and early nights. If I had to name one thing that's kept me feeling young inside, it wouldn't be food or exercise. It would be sleep. Good, honest sleep, and the peace of mind that makes it possible. I've met too many folks who stay up late, tossing and turning, scrolling through phones or falling asleep with the TV on. And then they wonder why they're tired the next day, why their blood pressure's up, or why they feel irritable. Let me tell you what I've learned after 9 decades. Your nights shape your days. A restless night leads to a cloudy morning, but a restful sleep, it clears your mind, it heals your body, it renews your spirit. When I was younger, I didn't think much about sleep. I'd stay up late, working, reading, even puttering in the garage. But around the time I turned 65, something shifted. My energy started depending more on my rest, and I realized I had to treat sleep with the same care I gave to eating or walking. So I made it a habit to go to bed early. Not rigid, but regular. Most nights I'm in bed by 9:30. I don't drink caffeine past noon, and I don't stare at screens in the evening. That glow from the TV or phone tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. Instead, I wind down the old-fashioned way. A cup of herbal tea, a good book. Sometimes I just sit quietly and breathe. I'll look out the window and think about the day. What went well? Who I spoke to? What made me smile? That kind of gentle reflection calms me. And I pray. Nothing fancy. Just a few words of thanks. I've found that gratitude softens the mind. It takes the edge off worry. Reminds you that even if the world feels noisy, your own little corner can still be peaceful. I also keep my bedroom simple. No blinking lights, no clutter. Cool temperature, a good pillow. These little things add up. They signal to my body, it's time to rest. Now, let's talk about the mind. Because it's not just about falling asleep, it's about finding calm. And that's something many of us struggle with, especially as we get older. Worry can creep in about our health, our kids, the future. But I've learned to stop carrying tomorrow's load today. I remind myself, if I've done what I can, the rest will unfold. I can face it better with a clear head in the morning. There's a saying I like. Don't go to bed with a full mind. Empty it first. That doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means releasing them for the night, trusting that rest will give you strength for whatever comes next. Some nights I still wake up. That's natural. I don't fight it. I lie still, breathe slow, maybe say a few quiet prayers or stretch a little. The body knows how to settle if we give it the chance. And I've stopped chasing 8 hours of perfect sleep. Some nights it's 6, some 7. What matters is the quality. If I go to bed calm, I wake up calm. That's more valuable than any sleep aid on a shelf. The truth is, most of what disturbs our sleep comes from the pace of modern life. Too much noise, too many lights, too many thoughts running loose. So I slow things down. I make room for silence. And in that silence, I find rest. I've been doing this for decades now, and I believe it's one of the biggest reasons I'm still driving, still sharp, still enjoying each day with energy. My mind isn't racing when I wake up. My body is intense. I greet the morning with ease. If you're someone who struggles with sleep, I understand. It's not always easy. But small changes help. A routine, a quiet room, a calm evening. These are simple things, but they open the door to better rest. So tonight, maybe try one thing. Turn off the screen a little earlier. Sip something warm. Sit with your thoughts. Then let them go. Because sleep isn't just the end of a day. It's the beginning of your strength. And peace of mind is the pillow your health rests on. Next, I'll share the habit that's brought me more joy than any pill or therapy ever could. The one that reminds me, even in my 90s, that life still has purpose and connection waiting for us. Habit number 4, staying social and purposeful. If you ask me what's really kept me going strong all these years, I'll tell you this. I never let myself get lonely, and I never let myself feel useless. Staying connected and staying purposeful, that's the habit that fills everything else with meaning. It's easy as we get older to start feeling invisible. Your kids are grown, maybe your spouse is gone. Friends move or they pass on. The phone rings less. You spend more time in the quiet than you ever expected. But I made a decision a long time ago. I wasn't going to just sit and wait for the world to remember me. I was going to stay involved, even if I had to be the one reaching out. Every Wednesday, I call my granddaughter. It started when she went off to college. I didn't want to lose that connection. Now she's got her own little boy, and we still talk about life, about her garden, about her worries. That one call every week is like watering a plant. It keeps the roots strong. I also volunteer at the library. Nothing fancy. I shelve books, I greet people. Sometimes I help a child find their way around. It gives me a reason to put on my shoes, to speak to someone new, to feel like I matter. That's the key. You've got to feel like you matter. Purpose doesn't have to be big. It just has to be yours. Maybe it's knitting blankets for the hospital. Maybe it's baking cookies for the church. Maybe it's writing a letter to someone who needs encouragement. These little acts, they keep your spirit alive. And don't let anyone tell you it's too late to make new friends. I've made some of my dearest companions after 80. People who show up to the same walking path, or who sit next to me at the library, or who ask a question in the grocery store. If you keep your heart open, connection finds you. I also try to be curious. That might sound strange coming from someone in their 90s, but it's true. I read, I ask questions, I listen more than I speak. The world is still full of new things to learn, and learning keeps your brain awake. One of my favorite things is writing birthday cards. I keep a box of cards by my desk and a little calendar with family birthdays. Sending those notes keeps me engaged with my people, and they love it because they know someone is thinking of them. The truth is, when we stop engaging, we start fading. Not just physically, but emotionally. The body needs food and sleep, but the soul, it needs connection. It needs purpose. That's why I stay involved. That's why I talk to strangers. That's why I keep asking my neighbors how they're doing. Because we were never meant to age in isolation. We were meant to age in community. And here's the beautiful part. When you give your time, your energy, your attention to others, you get it back tenfold. You feel stronger, happier, less alone. I've had folks say to me, I just don't know what I'm here for anymore. And I always say, well, then your work's not done yet. There's someone who needs your voice, your smile, your story, your wisdom. You are not past your purpose. Not today, not ever. So pick up the phone, write the letter, join the group, bake the muffins, visit the friend, show up. Because that's what makes this season of life rich. Not just staying alive, but staying connected. In the next part, I'll share the final habit, one that's hard to measure but easy to feel. It's the quiet power that's helped me heal, stay strong, and greet every morning with peace. I'm talking about gratitude and optimism, and how choosing joy every day might just be the most healing habit of them all. Habit number 5, choosing gratitude and optimism daily. If there's one habit that has shaped how I see the world, how I carry myself through the hard times, and how I greet each day, it's this: I choose gratitude. And I choose to look on the bright side, even when life gives me every reason not to. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about ignoring pain or pretending everything's fine. I've lost people. I've lived through war, recessions, illness, and heartbreak. I've had days where it felt like the sun might never come back out. But every single day, even in the worst ones, I made a choice. I found something, anything, to be thankful for. Some days it was big, a phone call from a loved one, a good report from the doctor. Other days it was small, the sound of birds outside, the comfort of warm socks, the taste of my morning tea. That simple habit, repeated over the years, has done more for my health than any medicine. Because when your heart is full of thanks, there's less room for bitterness, less room for worry, less space for fear. I wake up most mornings with the same words on my mind. Thank you. I say it before my feet hit the floor, not out loud, just quietly in my spirit. It sets the tone. It tells my body and my mind, we're starting this day with appreciation. And I found that gratitude naturally leads to optimism. Not blind hope, but steady belief. Belief that no matter what comes, I can handle it. Belief that life still holds beauty, even in the wrinkles, the aches, the quiet. Maybe especially in those things. I know plenty of folks my age who spend their time talking about what's wrong, their health, their neighbors, the news. And sure, some of those things are real. But when you only focus on what's broken, you miss what's still whole. You miss the joy that's right in front of you. So I practice seeing the good. I say hello to strangers. I compliment people. I smile when there's something to smile about, and even when there's not. Because sometimes a smile can lead the way. I've learned that optimism doesn't mean everything is perfect. It means you believe things can be better. It means you're still curious, still open, still willing to try. And you know what else? It keeps you young, not in body, but in spirit. And the spirit, well, that's where our strength comes from. Aging can be tough. I won't pretend otherwise. But it's also beautiful if you let it be. It's a chance to slow down, to see things you missed before, to love more deeply, and to be more present. Every day, I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. It doesn't take long. Sometimes it's just this. 1, I'm breathing. 2, I have a roof over my head. 3, I'm still learning. And that's enough. When I feel low, I pull out those notes. I read them. They remind me how much I already have. This habit doesn't cost a thing. You don't need a fancy journal, just a scrap of paper or a moment in your mind. But it can shift your whole day. So if you take just one thing from this whole video, let it be this. Choose gratitude. Not because life is perfect, but because it's precious. Because every breath is a gift, and every sunrise is one more chance to smile, to love, to live. I'm 92. I still drive. I still live on my own. I still laugh every day. And I believe this one habit, seeing the good, naming the good, sharing the good, has kept me upright, steady, and strong. You've got more days ahead. Fill them with thanks. And watch how that simple choice brings light to everything you do. You've got wisdom, you've got strength, and you've got time. Let's keep making the most of it, together. And there you have it, 5 habits that have kept me healthy, grounded, and full of purpose well into my 90s. I hope one of them sparks something in you. Because whether you're 60, 70, or older, it's never too late to make a change. And the smallest change can lead to the biggest shift in how you feel, how you move, and how you live. If this video spoke to you, Do me a small favor. Like it, subscribe to Glowing Age, and share it with someone who might need a little encouragement. We're building a place here where experience is respected, wisdom is shared, and life keeps shining at every age. Keep walking, keep smiling, keep waking up with thanks. Your best years aren't behind you. They're still being written. One habit, one step, one grateful morning at a time.